rewind that. We're new segment. Hey, DJ Selectaloo, would you take the hot tub time machine remote control and rewind that? Show us the rewind. Rewind. That's the alien Mayan remote control. He's just back from Machu Picchu. Power to the people and the aliens. It's final hour beyond Red Alert. If you didn't hear it, it's cannabis knowledge sharing is caring. It's beyond the final hour. It's not just because, it's not April Fool's, and it's not just because the hemp can save the planet. JackHererHemp Tweet-a-thon is actually now in overtime. Everybody give it up for yourselves. We're in overtime. We beyond made it. Prohibition is beyond over. But wait. It's prohibition's over, but we have a couple more things to do. Why? Because we never leave a man or woman behind, and there's still some people in jail for pot. So we can what? We can do.
Free the weed and free the people.
Free the people.
Free the people.
So Jeanette, our nurse of compassion right now wearing hemp, is going to assist by flipping the script. I'm Melissa White Chocolate Ballin, and if you don't already know me, you can rewind. We're in the hot tub time machine at Dennis Peron's. Thanks to Greenhouse Seed Company, I took a flight, a hologram like Will I Am, to be here, because you never know where I really am thanks to our NSA handlers and the Witness Protection Program. I'm not even really here right now. I tweeted this whole thing from the toilet in Hong Kong with Edward Snowden, my new lover. Yes, it's true and confirmed. Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning and I are having big love, not the Hawaiian kind, shout out to Roger Christie, but the polygamous kind. Because,
like Mr. Perone.
Yes, there are ridiculous laws, still draconian laws, that don't make any sense. And I did use the ridiculous word, the R word, and we're sick of this. It's so ridiculous that laws like bestiality is legal in the state of Washington, but you can't drive with cannabinoids in your system. P.S. The nanograms and the nanograms that they're allowing in Washington are the amount of nanograms that a straight male produces. I mean, we're going to hear more about this at the Patrick Forum. I'm not a scientist. You don't need to be a scientist to know that you don't even have to be in mother's breast milk to have that many nanograms, and you don't have to be a hologram like me or Will I Am to know that cannabinoids stay in your system for 30 days, but even 30 days, it's just not enough. We're finding out that those of us that aren't cloned like Richard Eastman have a deficiency. We can't create our own cannabinoids. We need to vape our vitamins. So it's the Wake and Vape. For those of you that are just waking up, it's afternoon, everybody. It's beyond high noon. The tweet-a-thon is over. Woo! Hello, wake up, world and America. Wake up. Tweet, wake up. It's already over. It already happened. It's the final hour. You either showed up for your fellow man and womankind and this planet and Mother Nature, or you slept through the greatest evolution and revolution of our time. This is the penultimate segment, but we're going to hear more from Patrick Moore, because if you believe in quantum physics, this was all just a dream, because I'm tweeting in from the Witness Protection Program, because I'm submitting my testimony to the Senate Judiciary Committee and the House Judiciary Committee. That's right, I'm not a mole, I'm actually a whistleblower. I'm blowing the whistle on judicial immunity. It's shenanigans. There's an obvious trifecta that are lemons between police brutality, prosecutorial misconduct, and abuse of judicial immunity, but you can find out more at change.org/p/judicial immunity is a lemon with hyphens in between it. That judicial immunity only covers judges exerting good behavior. That's what the Constitution says. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but Abraham Lincoln can visit you in a dream and tell you it's your constitutional right not to be lied to. And it's not really Tampax in here. This is how they used to, my dad told me, hey Dad, that this is how the international performers used to smuggle in, you heard it here first, Cuban cigars, because nobody ever wanted to go inside of a Tampax box, because that was, I mean, the patriarchy's totally freaked out by that. So, that's where you put your weed in there, is in a Tampax box. But Tampax is made of cotton, and soon we hope to be making hemp-ons. There's not really hemp-ons in here. There's my medicated pancake. Okay, it's not really a pancake. It's a Brian Perron gluten-free peanut butter cookie. But these really are lemons. They're not GMO lemons. We're tweeting them to Congress. And who's willing to get tangled up with me in the fight to end prohibition, even though it already ended? This is hemp twine, and we're wrapping ourselves in it. Who wants to get wrapped up with me in this cause? We might have to use the jaws of life to get cut loose.
Is this a Kabbalah thing?
No, this is just a reminder like Bert and Ernie did, and, we can't confirm if Bert and Ernie were really gay, but it's not our fucking business. If Bert and Ernie were gay, they would tie a string around their finger to remind each other of silly basic things that you shouldn't need reminders for. We're tying this string around ourselves, not in solidarity with bondage and patriarchy and 50 Shades of Grey. We're tying ourselves together in solidarity with the very black and white, non-partisan message that hemp can save the planet. It's undisputable. It's not up for debate. California has the best lemon law in the nation. If shit is broken 3 times, you must fix it. Okay? We're issuing a writ of quo warranto. Mic check.
Mic check.
We the people. We the people of the state of California, do not yield, our sovereignty, to the agencies, that serve us, We refuse consent.
We refuse consent.
It's our right to tell you that we're tired of getting bent. Tired of getting bent. So we can sign a petition. Or tweet all our friends. So this madness can end. But prohibition is already over. It's over. Yay! So give thanks because we've got 23 states. We only need 26. We don't need your permission, actually. It's our right to treat ourselves. And I'm giving testimony, and I hope that you'll protect me, the people, the oath keepers, so that I don't need the witness protection program, because I'm not anonymous. I'm Melissa White Chocolate Ballin, and I would rather live free. Well, I would just rather live free, so why don't you hear us to cry? Hemp can save the planet. And we'll keep telling every Tom, Dick, and Janet, I want the choice. I want the choice to live free or live free. Who's with me?
Free the weed. It ain't corporate greed.
The ultimate segment is finishing up with the pot prisoners, because we're not going to leave anybody behind.
Free Eddie Lepp.
Back
Free
with
Eddie
more,
Lepp. Free
with
Eddie
Patrick
Lepp.
Moore to free Eddie Lepp. And the reward, because volunteerism is in itself the best reward. We're obviously not getting paid for this like those shills for fake legalization. We do this because our lives and the planet depend on it. You couldn't pay us to put up with each other. We do this because we believe in you, the future, and the children. And unfortunately, the children don't get a voice because people don't want them to be seen in smoke-filled rooms, but they're subjected to secondhand tobacco smoke all the time. So this breathe break is for the children. The Jamaicans know that smoke-filled ganja rooms don't destroy brain cells. What do destroy brain cells is lying to them and lack of hope in humanity and against corruption. This Breathe Break wristband, which is not just a fashion statement, but also stores digital information, breathe breaks from Ballin Yoga, and 7 gigs of free space for your free speech, your meditations, or your private plans to peacefully overthrow any tyrannical government by any creative, non-violent means necessary, like free speech, poetry, or music. 7 gigs can fit on here. Who knows what Richard Eastman's going to fit on here? But Richard Eastman wins Best Camper.
I'm not going to wear it like a cock ring.
Oh my gosh. Hashtag this is not for children. Richard Eastman wins the reward for Best Camper. He came the most far to be here, everybody. He came from outer space. Give it up for Richard Eastman. He stayed up the most hours. He devoted the most hours to ending prohibition.
Movie
but you could win that Nug Life belt. You could challenge him.
Tried to kill me.
Patrick Moore in the next segment is going to tell you how you can clean your blood with colloidal silver and hemp, like we're going to clean the soil, live to be 800 years, and maybe you could almost put in 100+ pounds and hours and years and millions of years like Richard Eastman and his good Anunnaki friends. Hemp can save the planet, so we can keep telling every Tom, Dick, and Janet and find out how to put in that work. Give thanks for everybody who tweeted in, repeated in, Instagrammed, Mamma-jammed, Periscoped, Meerkatted, Skyped, and the Kushites and the land of Kush. We're all from Africa. I'm Melissa White Chocolate Vallon, and they don't call me white chocolate because I'm white, because, you know, I've been checking others since I'm 9 years old. No, they call me Melissa White Chocolate Vallon because I ghost wrote, I got the hookup for Master P, and I'm putting on this Achilleoi mud mask, not just because it's good for my skin and it has THC, but it also is good to thwart facial recognition, as it turns out. Just a little bit of war paint throws off the system designed only to fist them, and you can find more with Patrick Moore about how